Hiya, it's a much nicer day today and I'm being really brave because I haven't got the woolly hat on, the gloves and the coat. So we will see how we get on. We are in Stoke Park car park. We are going down to walk to Stoke Point, which is where we went to yesterday, and then we're going to walk along to Wadham Beach and back. So I'll take some nice photos and videos along the way. Anything you want to add, Mr. Keach?
No. Colder on the bottom.
Oh!
So we're now back at the start where we were, where we finished yesterday. So this is the start of the southwest coast path. The start of the southwest
We had
coast
two
path.
beers last night.
And we're just carrying on from where we left off, heading towards Poole. Not that we're going to get to Poole.
Let me show you where we are to the Stoke Point where we were yesterday. And we're just going to carry on now with the southwest coast path. So we're taking a little bit of a detour down to St Peter's Church because the book that we read, I'll put a link below to the book that we read, said about this church. So yeah, a little bit of a detour to this church, about 1/4 mile down the road and then back. We thought we could quite easily add 1/2 mile to our trip today. Telephone box as a bookstore. Yeah, well that's a good idea, to use an old telephone box as a book shop. Yeah, I'm looking forward to this. This was the original church for Noss Mayo, so it would have been a long way for people to come to church. But it fell into disrepair. I'll put all the information below. But it fell into disrepair, and I expect the people were pleased because it was then built in Noss Mayo itself, not such a long commute. says visitors welcome. Visitors welcome. Oh, the old gravestones here. We'll have to have a little wander around those in a minute. You know how I love gravestones. St Peter the Poor Fisherman, Revelstoke. This church is cared for by the Churches Conservation Trust, the national charity protecting historic churches at risk. Although no longer used for regular worship, our churches remain consecrated and open to all. Wow.
Interesting carving here on the wall.
Let's have a look. Oh yes.
Do you know what that little door is for very small people?
Maybe you had to, I don't know. Maybe we'll find out more inside. Do you want to open the door?
Oh, there's a hole in the roof here.
What weren't you expecting?
I was expecting a roof.
Oh right, okay. There's no roof. Funny, Paul was expecting a roof. There is no roof. Wow.
Because it looks like there's a roof that bit, but this
Yeah, this main bit is not roofed.
roof.
No. Wow.
Leaning pillar of Revelstoke.
Sorry?
The leaning pillar of Revelstoke. It's leaning out.
Stand by the side of it so we can get an impression of how it's leaning. Don't lean yourself, just stand up. Yes, that shows it. Yeah. St Peter the Poor Fisherman. Parts of this ancient church have stood here for 1,000 years. It is only preserved from further ruin by voluntary contribution. Please help by placing some coins in the box below. Please remember that although a ruin, it is still a church and services are held here. Wow.
It's got a roof this bit.
Can you imagine having your wedding here? Can you imagine walking from Noss Mayo back in the day, that this is where you had to get married? Your dress would have been a wreck by the time, wouldn't it? What are you looking at there?
The gravestones.
Oh, right, okay.
And then you've got a number if you wanted to find them.
Oh.
1765, 1696.
So people could come here and find their ancestors.
Yeah.
I don't think I've got any ancestors here.
So, but they do
Wow.
go like 1978. So it's obviously not been closed that long.
You can still get married here today.
But this is berries.
Oh, berries, berries.
Burials, yeah. So
Berries.
you got. So
Burials.
there's a little plaque around there for someone who died in 1979.
Wow.
So it's obviously not that long. Well, that's because we're old. But
Yeah.
1979 isn't that long ago.
No, it isn't.
Sort of. So the seat's not the greatest in the world, a typical church, I suppose. But I wouldn't want to sit on these with my best clogs on for a wedding. But maybe they put out new seats for those.
Yeah, maybe they do. And it's probably more comfortable than that stone seat over there. Did you want to try the stone seat out for size? See what you prefer. I mean, the wooden seats are undercover because there's actually a bit of roof here. And the stone seat is more...
Colder on the bottom.
Oh! Details from the leaflet supplied at the church by the Friends of St Peter the Poor Fisherman, Noss Mayo, says that building has been on this site since the 9th century as a defensive stockade to protect the coast from attacks by the Danes. The first written evidence of a church being here is in 1225 when it was mentioned in a charter. The tower originally held 3 bells. It is believed one of the bells is now in the replacement church in Noss Mayo, 1.5 miles away. The church was badly damaged in the 1840s by a storm, but services were still held here until 1869, when the building was deemed to be unsafe for use. When the new church was built in Noss Mayo, this one fell into ruin until the late 1960s, when a group of local people decided to attempt to save what was left of the church. The octagonal font still used for baptism was removed to St Francis Church, Honicknowle, Plymouth in 1951, but was returned here in 1981. Gosh, how beautiful is that roof, isn't it?
Mm-hmm. There's some graffiti on the door. March 1939.
Oh gosh. So we agreed to stop here
Yeah.
because this is Wadham Beach, isn't it?
Beyond one.
Beyond Wadham Beach. So next time, because if we walk too far now, we won't have enough walk next time. So I think we'll stop here.
Yeah, that's a good place. I was hoping when I saw that bit of wood, with a bench sit back on his.
It's a style.
It's a style.
Okay.
So should we go back up and then have our lunch on that bank?
Yeah. Let's do it the other side with a bit more view in it.
Good thing though, I've been blinded by the sun.
Oh, I got a video going. That's